إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. قال تعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال تعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. All glories are to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We bear witness that there is no God worth of deity except Allah, and Muhammad sallallahu wa sallam wa barak alayhi is his last prophet and last messenger. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help me to deliver the message today for our youngsters. A question is coming to me is, we have, alhamdulillah, our community is growing and our youngsters are increasing in numbers, and we are witnessing a high rate of divorce among our youngsters. And somebody asked me the question, actually this khutbah, I was asked to make this particular khutbah about the divorce and the cases that our youngsters are facing. My question to all of those people is, when somebody comes and they want to get married, the question is, why you want to get married? What is the purpose in your mind? How do you see marriage in your mind? Why you're marrying this particular girl? And the same thing to the girl. Why are you marrying this particular young person or this man? It seems like the picture is not clear in our youth mind. And I've heard a lot of comment, which I'm not going to use much of it with you today, but it is very silly. One of the girls called me up and she said, would you please perform nikah for us? You're getting married? She said, yes. I said, why are you marrying this person? I'm giving you the exact answer she said. She said, he makes me laugh. Now you can tell. Makes you laugh. And you ask the gentleman, why are you getting this particular lady? Ya akhi, Allahu Akbar. She has so beautiful eyes. Allahu Akbar. She has beautiful body. Allahu Akbar. She has this, she has that. This is reality. Our youngsters, they are having mixed messages. They think the beauty is happiness in marriage, or the wealth, or whatever. They think it is the key for happy marriage. It is not. To being a macho for a girl's eye, to be macho, to be funny, to be sociable, to be this and that, that would be the perfect husband to get married to. And that's why some of the people, when they look and they go for khutbah, they look for a beautiful one. Is she beautiful? How's her eyes? How is her teeth? Subhanallah. Now, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us, there is an ayat in the Quran, just think about it. Just think about it. One of them is the ayah of Surah Al-A'raf, ayah 189, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, هو الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وجعل منها زوجها ليسكن إليها. Allah said that He created us from a single nafs. It's not soul. Soul is different than nafs. Created you من نفس واحدة, nafs. I'm going to use the term in Arabic. I don't want to confuse it in English. Nafs, واحدة, one nafs. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah An-Nisa, the first ayah, يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة. He created all of you from a single nafs. وخلق منها زوجها. And this ayah of Surah Al-A'raf 189, وجعل منها زوجها وجعل منها زوجها ليسكن إليها. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala summarized everything we're talking about in one word. If a woman is choosing a man and a man is choosing a woman, they must, both of them, establish what they call sukna. لِيَسْكُنَ إِلَيْهَا. This is the purpose. Now, what does that mean? What does it mean? Does it mean she has beautiful eyes? Does it mean she has beautiful body? Does it mean whatever you were thinking of? No. It means this lady must have all the criteria of a wife. What is the wife? The wife is yaskuna ilayha. What does it mean? I still don't understand. Yaskunu ilayha. This beautiful lady that you're getting married. Life is in a constant changes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us about this in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ. You are created to live in a struggle. You must have struggle in your life. One day you will be poor, one day you might be rich. One day you'll be sick, one day you will have all kinds of problems. Life is up and down, always changes. You have somebody with you at home, whatever changes of life you have, she is with you. She is next to you. She is providing for you sukna. You know, when you're sick, she's going to bring the soup to you. When you're down, she's going to lift you up. When you're happy, she's going to be happy with you. She's going to take care of you. And it's all coming in the Quran and the Sunnah. So this is the criteria of a wife. It's not only beautiful. The Prophet ﷺ said in the Hadith al-Bukhari that you could get married to a woman for so many reasons. The Prophet ﷺ said, تُنْكَحُ الْمَرْأَةِ لِأَرْبَعٍ. You can get married to somebody for her beauty, for her, for her wealth, for she is the daughter of so and so. Those three. And the Prophet ﷺ said, and you can marry somebody for her deen. And the Prophet ﷺ said, فَاظْفَرْ بِذَاتِ الدِّينِ تَرِبَتْ يَدَاكَ. تَرِبَتْ يَدَاكَ is a very confusing word in this hadith. Taribat yadak means that your hand became full of dirt, turab. So that means the Prophet ﷺ is warning you. فَاظْفَرْ بِذَاتِ الدِّينِ تَرِبَتْ يَدَاكَ إِن لَمْ تَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ. Now the meaning is straight. If you do not get the lady with a religion, with fear of Allah, marrying you to please Allah, then you have nothing. You don't have marriage, you don't have nothing, as if your hand became full of dirt. So the Prophet ﷺ is telling you about this. But there's another meaning. It means is, when you are marrying that girl, the sole purpose in your heart and in her heart is to obey Allah and to get Jannah. So you will be good to her, she will be good to you, to raise a Muslim family that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be pleased with. So here, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the hadith, يا معشر الشباب من استطاع منكم الباءة فليتزوج ومن لم يستطع فعليه بالصوم فإن له وجاء. So the Prophet ﷺ had ordered us to get married, to protect ourselves, to make iffah for ourselves, to protect the society from al-fahisha, from the wrongdoing and from the wrong act. For me to protect myself and to protect others, to protect that lady I'm going to get married, and to make the whole entire society clear and clean. The Prophet ﷺ said, ثلاثة حق على الله عونهم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had promised to help them and to be on their side. One of them, and the last one of them, وَالنَّاكِحُ الَّذِي يُرِيدُ الْعَفَافِ. The person who is getting married for the sole purpose of protecting himself and protecting the society, and make it all clean, and to protect the whole family. To protect them from what? From any wrongdoing, from ill behavior, from anybody. So this is what it is. So now, when you want to choose a wife, you have to choose it accordingly. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the ayah number 21 of Surah Al-Rum, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ, it's one of the signs of Allah, one of the miracles of Allah, and خَلَقَ لَكُمْ, that He created from you, and خَلَقَ لَكُمْ مِنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ, خَلَقَ لَكُمْ, He created from أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. And then وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. Again, the same word, sukna. Sukna is a place where you find all kind of love. You find tranquility. You find harmony. You find pleasure. You find, happiness. This is what the sukna is. It says, وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. And among you, within you, there's mawadda and there's rahmah. Now, before you can marry this beautiful lady, does she have mawadda? Mawadda means, does she have love for the sake of Allah? Does she care about you for the sake of Allah? Does she care about you for the sake of protecting the society and protecting the family? Is she so self-centered? When you get poor, she's going to curse and she's going to get tired and she want to leave? I've heard it in my own ears, wallahi al-azim. A lady came to me with her husband. She wanted a divorce. Why? What's the purpose? She said, wallahi al-azim, Allah yil'an al-faqr. Dabahni min al-faqr. And I looked at him, he said, wallahi, I'm not poor. The man said, wallahi, I'm not poor. But she needs brand new car, she needs brand new house, she needs brand new furniture. I cannot afford it. But my house is decent. She is cursing. Does she have mawadda wa rahmah? So the reason we have divorce, because we're looking for the wrong one. We're looking for the wrong purpose. Marriage is for you to get married to somebody. You're going to die with her. You're going to take care of her, and she's going to take care of you, and you're going to die with her. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, yes, وَأَخَذْنَ مِنْكُمْ مِيثَاقًا غَلِيظًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, the covenant, the contract of marriage is a contract that it is very strong. مِيثَاقًا غَلِيظًا. That's the word of Allah. So we're not getting married for a beautiful lady that I'm going to go and have fun for a couple of days and we're going to get divorced. We're not going on a trip. We're going on a life trip. This is what I need the youngsters to put in their mind. Is this lady, when you're going to be poor, she's going to stand by you? When you're going to be sick, she's going to stand by you? When she's going to be sick, are you going to be standing by her? Because it's a mutual agreement, it's a contract. The wife is not a maid. The wife is a partner. I need to emphasize on this. So we're not getting married for somebody to cook and clean the house. We're marrying somebody to be partners, to share with me my happiness, my poverty, my richness, my happiness, everything, my kids. To grow up, to teach my kids Al-Quran, to create a family that to say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammad Rasulullah. You have to look for it. You have to look for it. You have to marry somebody who has hijab, because your daughters are going to imitate their mother. You have to be coming to the masjid and praying and reciting Quran, because your son is going to imitate you. This is the purpose of marriage. Not the purpose, wallah, he makes me laugh, or she has beautiful eyes, Allahu Akbar, and she's this and she's that. No, it is not. It is not. Sayyida Aisha radiallahu anha said, hadith is very beautiful. The hadith reported by Bukhari wa Muslim. Sayyida Aisha is reporting the hadith. She said, one day, a relative of Khadija radiallahu anha came. And the Prophet ﷺ, he got up, he greeted her, and he put his kind of aba'ah for her to sit on it. Gave her all kind of respect. Why? Because she is relative for Khadija, of Khadija radiallahu anha. Sayyida Aisha became jealous. Became jealous of a dead woman. So she spoke. She said, Ya Rasulullah, ما تفتأ تذكر خديجة. You always mention Khadija. You always praise Khadija. You know, حمراء الشدقين. She's criticizing her. She's dead, but she's still criticizing her. حمراء الشدقين. What does it mean? It means that her teeth had fallen off and her gum become red. So when she smiled or she talked, you know, you could see the redness of her gum. حمراء الشدقين أبدلك الله خيرا منها. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had granted you better than her. She's talking about herself. Because Khadija was a woman, Aisha was a girl. That's what she meant behind it. Look at this. She's furious and she's strong. The Prophet ﷺ, what did he say? He got mad. Number one, you can see that in his face. Sayyida Aisha, she saw that. And he said, Wallahi, the Prophet ﷺ is making an oath, making qasam. Wallahi, ma abdalani Allahu khayran minha. Wallahi, Allah did not give me better than her. Why, Ya Rasulullah? Listen to the hadith. I have to find it. If I don't find it, I have to go with my memory stuff for a while. I'll give it to you. But he said, the Prophet ﷺ said, "Ma abdalani Allah khayran minha." I did not have better than her. صدقتني عندما كذبني الناس. She believed, she trusted me. She trusted me when people accused me of lying. She believed me. وآمنت بي حين كفر بي الناس. She said, أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. You are the Prophet of Allah. Where everybody in Mecca had refused the message of the Prophet ﷺ. So this is two. وآودني وساندتني بمالها. She helped me with her wealth. She helped me with her honor. Sayyida Khadija was a very honorable woman. وساندتني بمالها. Where people have prevented me from their help. This is 3. 4. ورزقني الله منها الولد ولم يرزقني من النساء. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given me children from her that they're still alive. Zainab radiallahu anha, Kulthum, Ruqiyya, and Fatima. Of course, all the boys are died because the Prophet should not have boys. Okay? So those are the ones who they are alive. The children, the daughters of Khadija radiallahu anha. Hadith reported by Bukhari Muslim. So Sayyida Aisha, what she said, Wallahi la unaqishuka biha abada. I'm not going to talk about her anymore. We're done. Does your wife do that? Is the lady you're going to get married do that? You know, I think we have the wrong understanding. Some of my scholars said marriage is like a car. You can have the most expensive car, but if you don't put fuel in it, it's not going to go. And the fuel for marriage, number one, the good word. When was the last time, for all those people who they got married, you came to your wife and you hugged her and said, I love you? When? Talk to yourself. You're always nagging, you're always giving order, you're always protesting, you're always complaining, you're always this, you're always that. Well, when did you put fuel in the car? When did you say I love you? We are macho. We don't say that because it's a sign of weakness. The Prophet ﷺ did it. The Prophet ﷺ, Amr ibn al-As, radiallahu anhu, came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, Ya Rasulullah, who do you love the most? Man talking to a man in front of all the people. Who do you love the most? The Prophet ﷺ was ashamed, was macho, or whatever. He said, Aisha. Simple as that. I love Aisha. Ya Rasulullah, we're talking to you about men. He said, Abuha. Everything related to Aisha. Ya Aisha, ya Abuha. Aisha or her father. Look, the Prophet ﷺ said it. So this is one of the fuel for the marriage to keep going. The Prophet ﷺ said, talking to his wife. Have you talked to your wife? I love you, ya Habibati. Yani, wallahi, Allah yadim al-sa'adi wal-hubbi. Yani, talk very nicely. You know, I tell my wife to abrini, yani, khalilna ya akhi, kaza. You may not say that, but I do say that. I have to. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, Ya Aisha, look at the beautiful, Ya Aisha. أما ترضين أن تكوني زوجتي في الجنة? I am so much in love with you. I am so happy with you. I don't want you to be only my wife in this dunya. I want you to be my wife in the Jannah. She said, Bala ya Rasulullah. She said, you are my wife in the dunya and in Jannah. Talk beautifully. When was the last time you took your wife and you walked under a moon, you know, moonlight, and you talked to her? We don't do that. I'm busy. We're all busy. We go home, we nag, dinner is not done, you know, clothes is not being ironed or being cleaned or whatever. Take your wife and go outside in the moonlight, talk to her, love talk. You don't want to do that? The Prophet ﷺ did it. The Prophet was a prophet, was the president of the country, was the king, was the army leader, was a prophet, was a problem solver. The Prophet ﷺ, whatever category you give him, he had fulfilled it. You know, the Prophet ﷺ took Aisha radiallahu anha and walked. And the hadith Zara. Tell me about men. Tell me about this. Hadith Zara, it's a long hadith. We made one time one khatir about it. He talked to her. And if you look to that hadith, Aisha spoke for about an hour or 45 minutes. And the Prophet ﷺ is listening to her. They're walking in moonlight. This is what the Prophet done. You need to have sukna. You need to have mawadda wa rahma. You need to have love, good wording, smiling, nice things, compliment. You know. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فيا فوز المستغفرين فاستغفروه يغفر لكم إنه هو الغفور الرحيم وأصلي وأسلم على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه كما يحب ربنا ويرضى وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. There is a hadith I would like to share it with you, and I would like to take some time to explain it, because it is usually when people say it they don't explain it. And the Prophet ﷺ came to the Sahaba one time and he said, ألا أخبركم برجالكم من أهل الجنة? Don't I tell you about the men among you, or the men that they were going to be from the people of Al-Jannah? The scripture, she said, yes, Ya Rasulullah. The Prophet ﷺ said, النبي في الجنة والصديق في الجنة والشهيد في الجنة. Then he paused. Then the Prophet ﷺ turned to them and he said, ألا أخبركم بنسائكم من أهل الجنة? How about if I tell you the ladies or women who belong to the Jannah? They said, yes, Ya Rasulullah. قال, said, الودود الولود. Wadud, lovable, and can have children. الودود الولود. There's two criteria, but here's the third one. التي إذا غضبت من زوجها. If she got mad at her husband, he's vicious. He complained too much. He does not like anything. He always complains. He always bitching, whatever you want to call it. So she got mad because of his mistake. The hadith indicating that it was the man's mistake. التي إذا غضبت من زوجها جاء فوضعت يدها في يده. She came to him and she put her hand in his hand. وقالت, said, والله لا يغمض لي طرف حتى ترضى. Wallahi, I am not going to go to sleep until you become happy. This is the hadith. Hadith is authentic, reported by Ahl Sunnah, by Tabarani. What we fail to discuss is that when you are making a comparison, in any kind of comparison, you have to make comparison in something that equal to each other. So you compare an apple to an apple, but nobody compare an apple to an orange. You compare an apple to an apple. So when the Prophet ﷺ said, أَلَا أُخْبِرُكُمْ بِرِجَالِكُمْ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ, then he is comparing those men to those women, as if he is telling you that the women who they have those kind of criteria are equal, to the Prophet or to the Siddiq, or to the Shaheed. But of course, nobody can get to the degree of the Prophet ﷺ, so but it's giving you how high rank that woman will be. But the point is here, this is the most important thing, that this woman, al-wadud, al-walud, that إذا غضبت من زوجها وضعت يدها في يده. If she got mad at her husband, she put her hand in his hand, and she will swear that she's not going to sleep until he gets happy. What means غضبت من زوجها? It was his mistake, but she was so nice to overlook the problem, to overlook حظ النفس, the selfishness, and what they call it is my kibriyai, or whatever you want to call it, my reputation, my dignity, by this, by that. Wallah ma bitnazal, wallah. Women do that, or men do that. But this lady, no. The most important thing is the happiness of her husband, because she loves him. Why does she love him? For two reasons. I love my wife for two reasons. I love my family for two reasons. One, to make the family going. Second, to gain help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To get reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is what we need to understand. When your wife takes care of you because of two things. She loves you, she loves her family, she loves Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and she want to grant Jannah. Because أَلَا أُخْبِرُكُمْ بِنِسَائِكُمْ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ. This lady will be from the people of among Jannah. So, I have so much to tell you, and also I want to tell you about so many stories. The main reason I was going to tell you, but I ran out of time, but please, if you can look on the internet, the story of Zainab, the daughter of the Prophet ﷺ, and her marriage to Abil As ibn al-Rabi'. And his name, which so many people don't know and they don't register, his name is Laqit. Abil As ibn al-Rabi' Laqit. Read the story of Zainab. Read how Zainab radiallahu anha dealt with her husband. In the beginning he was kafir, and why did he become a Muslim at the end of it? أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فأفضل المستغفرين فاستغفروه يغفر لكم إنه الغفور الرحيم وأصلي وأسلم على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا وتقبل منا وتب علينا يا أرحم الراحمين. Tomorrow we have ICNA fundraising, annual fundraising dinner at the Islamic Center of Johnson County, 7 p.m. Okay? Secondly, 3 days youth tarbiyah retreat, strengthen your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, scheduled for March 20th to 22nd. Please enroll your kids as soon as possible. Please donate generously to the boxes on your way out. This is for the support of the masjid. Jazakumullah khair. وبارك الله فيكم وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. أقم الصلاة.